So when I wake up with that fire right there, of course I gotta make that fire every morning. Yeah. And I open my door and I let my beautiful beagle dog out to take care of her business. And I come and look at this beauty that I'm surrounded by. I'm reminded this is but for a short season, son. Hey everyone, this is Jerry with Big Dreams, Little Homestead on YouTube, and The Light of Truth on BitChute, and also TikTok. Look at that beautiful, beautiful oak tree. Surrounded by trees. Surrounded by trees. Yeah. But I wanted to talk today. Let's get in here with this warm fire. There's my wife. Look at that fire. Oh, that is nice. I wanted to talk today about the fact that I get to wake up and look at this beauty out here. My whole life, this has been my dream. But unfortunately, this has not been my reality. I recently paid my taxes, and for a whole year to stay here, it cost me $27. I get my water from the natural spring. I also have a creek on my land if it came down to it in water catchment. We have multiples for our multiples. That's just the way you should do. Like my wife's FEMA administrator, father, said, 2 is 1 and 1 is nothing. That's some good old fashioned Texas hard advice.
That's Navy advice.
That too. All the above. Mm. And as we can see, fairly soon you won't be able to run to the store and buy a hatchet. You won't be able to run to the store and get a shovel. You won't be able to run to the store and get anything. We get to wake up to that beauty while we see the world around us crumble. Just crumble. And as if that's not bad enough, we were telling people that this is where it was headed. You know, I talk about my channel, The Light of Truth, which I started, I don't know, 2015, 2016. I also have a podcast with some old sermons. And I think that was 20. Yeah, that was, let's see. Was it, thank you, baby, 2012. So I've been at this game for a minute trying to get the word out. And it doesn't really even matter anymore. Who am I going to get the word out to? Because most people have made their choice what they're going to do. But I want to get to why that scenery is so important. You know, snow coming down, oak trees just as beautiful, you know, as can be, fires cooking, keeping us warm to the point I can leave the door open, let in some of that sun that you don't get so much in the winter. Yeah. What a blessing. What a blessing. But I want you to understand this is not the life that we have lived. Not me and my wife for the past 22, 3 years, my life.
Yeah, almost 23.
No, we've lived in cars, we've lived in shelters, we've lived on the street. Yeah. With a child. Yeah. And when it came to panhandling, we never put our son out and showed people our son. I would take care of him in the car, parked somewhere else. And my wife would go. But some, investigative types would spy out where, if they gave her some money, they would spy out and see where she went and see what she was doing. And she'd come over to us and get in the car. And we've had some people swoop up and say, "Oh my goodness, you have a child? We didn't even know. Why didn't you tell us?" And I said, "I'm not going to put my son out there. You're going to help us or you're not. It's that simple. I'm not going to pimp my child. I'm not going to put him out there for sympathy votes. My wife, she's diabetic. She does have to have medicine. And that's what she would tell people. But she also was feeding the whole family and keeping gas in the car so that we could keep rolling. And just on to the next day. We weren't going anywhere. We were just moving. Keeping it moving. Yeah. And some of you may be saying, "Oh man, you're trashing your channel. You're telling these horrible stories, man." Well, don't worry. You'll have some horrible stories of your own soon. So we can swap them. The difference is, I've lived this life my whole life. Barely making it. You get a new job, your car breaks down. You can't get to work. You lose your job. You lose your apartment. Now you're out walking. You hustle up. You get up enough money to buy the first wheels rolling. And I know many of you have lived these lives, so don't, I apologize. But some have not. Some have not. And I know the people that's going to come and watch this, they may have lived these lives themselves. A lot of the problems in our life was the fact that I couldn't get any real substantive work until I finally lucked into getting some schooling and got my CDL, just about 5 years before 6 years before all this. So I got some years in, and that's why we're sitting here today. Right at the last. Right at the last. We've struggled, We looked into housing, and my son was, what was he?
That was kindergarten.
So he was 5. And I wasn't letting go of that. I made sure we had all our I's dotted and our T's crossed so that I could give him those stable years when he was in school. But he slept in a car for a year or so. Sometimes in hotels, sometimes in shelters, sometimes camping, whatever. Whatever we were doing to stay under the radar so that the state didn't snatch our son. Yeah, this is the life I've lived. But don't forget, people. Don't forget. Don't forget what I'm living today. Don't forget, people. Don't forget this beauty. Don't forget, if they cut off the power, I'm not concerned. Don't forget, if they cut off the water, I'm not bothered. Don't forget, if they cut off the food, those oak trees right there, that's 1, 2, 3, right there. Yeah. Those supply food that you can eat. Yeah. Yeah. So I want you to understand what I'm trying to tell you. As soon as my son graduated, we left. That's when we got this place. Actually, but was it before? It was right as.
Mm-hmm. It was May 2020.
So that other people could get in there, but also we know that eventually they're going to force you to get what some of us don't want. And it all happened simultaneous with the world locking down. And I mean, the fact that we got it, this place was loaded with trees. They're still sitting over there. I've got the logs over there that I'm going to use for some, I planned on using for construction. At this point, I think this is just a safe haven. I think this is a blessing. This is God saying, son, rest, prepare, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, prepare yourself for what's coming. Your hour, your moment, your time, it's coming. Just like Philip, just like Stephen, just like Peter, just like John. Or they tried to kill John. They literally boiled him in oil.
Yep, he come out moisturized.
That's in the Fox's Book of Martyrs. Is that a true story? I don't know, but I do know Yeshua told Peter, what is it to you that if he stay until he see me return? Isn't that what Revelations is? Isn't that what he penned? He saw him return.
Vision.
But back to the story. And again, why is this relevant? It's very relevant. It's very relevant. Part of the problem was because I was an ex-con, because when I was 19 and 20, I was an addict, I stole some stuff. Yes, it was wrong. But even today, if I go for jobs, like I was going to do Uber in the beginning of all this just for some extra money. It took them 6 months to get back with me. They went back 20, like to 95, 20, 25, like 25 years for some small BS. But they offered me the job because they knew, man, this man ain't done nothing for a quarter of a century other than not get tickets and all kinds of other. They offered me the job. By then, no, I won't. I'll never work for you people. Never. And I want you to understand. I want y'all to understand, the ones that sat back and said, well, that was a criminal. How do you expect someone to lift up, to try to rebuild and to to grow and mature in a system that crushes you down for the rest of your life. I'm okay with that. I lived as a cockroach. Now you too will live that way, is what I'm telling you. This is what I am telling you. But look at the blessing that Yahuwah gave us. This is a visual representation. Look at that fire, man. Come on. Come on. This is why it's called the Valley of Decision. All of you who smirked and laughed and thought it was cute to deny a man the ability to feed his family to the point where he has to go into parking lots and have his wife panhandle just so they could keep gas in the car legally. I mean, if panhandling is illegal, well, I guess being poor is illegal. But don't worry, they've got that under control as well. In a dream, Yeshua recently showed me so vividly and I rejected it. I rejected it. But he showed me anyway. He says, son, you are Lazarus's. Not just you. There's a whole host. My wife, big time Lazarus. Big time. I'm not talking about the man that was raised from the dead. I'm talking about the man that was poor and diseased and broken by this world so that he sat at the gate begging alms. But both he and the rich man, they woke up. And they were in two different places. And this is why I rejected it. Not that that's a thing I can do, but he allows me my objections. They're overruled. He said, son, you are Lazarus. They have lived sumptuously, while you have barely survived. Every day was a fight. Every day was a struggle. And many of you caused those struggles. And you know. You think there's not repercussions for that? You think destroying someone on a social media platform to the point where they lose their job, their life, their homes, their families over a statement or some party? Judgment is coming. And like I said, I rejected it. Do you know why? Because I don't want to lump myself in with the righteous. Because I feel so damn dirty. This world. You want to save this world? People look and say, it's horrible now. the things that people openly do, but I'm here to tell you it's beautiful now. Because what was done in the dark, I think it's beautiful, and I'll tell you why. Because all the darkness is being revealed. Even then we were told in the Word, we were told that it would be the unveiling. That's what Revelations means. The revelation, the revealing. And it's what we're seeing. And I want to talk to all you troop loving, flag waving patriots out there. The ones that love the troops and support the troops. See, I remember when I used to tell people I support the troops. I support them at home with their families. See? And if we're going to support the troops, how about we support the ones that are out here homeless? Winos. Why are they winos? Because of the horrors that they saw during. They need help. And it needs to be non-judgmental help. We need to get them in a house where if they want to come in stone drunk, then they come in stone drunk. But then we offer them ways. See, I remember calling for things like that, see. But I also remember people cheering at those black screens with those hash marks zeroing in on those you know, the ones with the funny hats, the turbans, yeah, and the dresses, yeah. See, I remember when it was, oh yeah, we killed that one and we got this one and we got a whole mess of his friends and family.
Blew up away.
I was like, yeah. I can't wait to those black and white screens everyone's so focused on. I can't wait to those hash marks. Yeah, they're not focusing anymore. People with turbans and such. No, there's going to be, I don't know, what is it? Suspenders and pop bellies? Is that what it'll be? I don't know. You know, and it'll be old Ford trucks or Dodges or whatever you got. Yeah, and you're all sitting around with straws. Yeah. And we see that big explosion. And we see them 50 cows let loose. Yeah. Yeah. See, evil is evil. And killer robots raining down death from on high. You know, if you're going to kill someone, you should at least have the common courtesy of letting them see your eyes. And I'd say 99% of the time they'd know exactly why. I'm not for violence of any sort. My king told his second or third, whatever you want to call, Peter, in command, put it away. Reach down, grab the man's ear, and put it back on. So let's be clear where I stand. I have no arms other than the arms of the Word, the shield of faith, and I will stand and watch. Be still and see the salvation of your God. You want to see what's about to happen? Miracles are about to happen. And if you don't feel that in your spirit, I don't know what to tell you. Miracles are about to happen, we were told. Some of them will be lying. But those of us with the Spirit will know the difference. And I'm speaking on subjects that are taboo, and I don't care. Because it's time we give up the taboo and we give up what our betters have told us we can talk about and discuss. And we need to come to an understanding that evil is, in fact, evil. And evil is on the throne right now, not just in the United States and America. There is a much bigger throne than that. Not just Germany, not just Russia, not just China, North Korea, and all the rest. No. There is one singular commander. Because you can see it. Because the orders are bypass all linguistic barriers. You can see it in French. You can see it in German. You can see it in Italian. You can see it in Swahili. You can see it any which way you want. I hope I made some of you angry. And I hope in that anger you see through your enemy's eyes that I'm not your enemy. I never was. These are the very minds we are trying to wake up. But all of humanity's enemies are at the door. And what they are unleashing for evil to prosper, all it takes is for good men to do nothing. Are you a good man? Do you have the Spirit? And I don't care what you call it. By. I understand that my God, He is God. And who He speaks to and how He chooses to do it is His affair. I'm speaking to those that can hear the still, small voice. So when I wake up with that fire right there, of course I gotta make that fire every morning. Yeah. And I open my door and I let my beautiful beagle dog out to take care of her business. And I come and look at this beauty that I'm surrounded by. I'm reminded this is but for a short season, son. This is but for a short season. Enjoy it well. Spend time with the one that you love, my soulmate, and my king. For hard times are upon us, and it's going to take hard men. I hope there are some out there, some that will stand for what's right, regardless of what the masses say. Because you don't know what you can unleash with one simple stand. That's why we're told to stand. When you've done all else to stand, what do you do then? Stand. That's right. That's what we're told. I appreciate everyone that came through, and I will catch y'all next time. Peace.